Go on.
So I believe that human beings, that our destiny, our reason for existence is to reflect God's image on earth. And we need to do that by becoming, through the means of being a free moral agent, we need to embody God's likeness in ourselves, our character, but we do that freely. So that means that we have to be presented with choices that have real consequences. Because the moral choice that doesn't have a real consequences.
Yeah, but if you go back to what I said, but you say if God's got a plan and He's all-knowing.
That is I'm explaining. So there's this wide game that God is playing.
Oh, he's playing a game?
Don't jump onto the phrase.
He's going to win, isn't he?
Don't jump onto the phrase.
Alright, go on.
So God has this wider plan.
Yeah.
This wider plan is that you, through being a free agent, will God's image on earth. Right? That's his wider game.
God's wider game is to make you his agent.
He wants you to do that, but he wants you to do it freely.
But you can't do it freely.
So he has allowed you to make choices with real consequences.
But you can't do it freely.
Yes, you have.
You can't do it freely. Because from the beginning, if we go back to the beginning, your beginning according to you, when God created everything, he knew the outcome of everything before he even created it. Before he even created it, he knew the outcome. So then it's predestined.
No, there is clearly foreknowledge. But foreknowledge is not foredecision. God knows what choices we will make.
Why? Because he created me to do those choices, right?
Because he's God and there's an energy of the fact that he's the creator. He knows all probabilities.
Yeah, but he knows all probabilities before anything was created. Right. So he had a decision. Create things, knowing what would be the outcome, or not create things. He could have just chilled out. He could have not created anything.
Hold on 1 second.
Hang on, let me go somewhere, because you're coming somewhere else. I'm saying, he chose to create something, knowing what would be the outcome of it. So, if he created it, knowing its outcome, it's his will, not yours.
So, let me address that point directly.
Yeah.
To the statement that you made, he could have just chilled out.
Yeah, he could have chilled out.
Creatures, beings, will act according to their nature. You will act according to your nature. I will act according to my nature.
Right.
Children will act according to their nature. Dogs will act according to their nature. God acts according to his nature, according to his essence. And his being is love.
Right.
His being, love is something that always creates. Love is something that always shares. Love is something that pours out, and its energy is something that creates something. Your love for your wife.
So are you telling me that God is bound by his need to create something?
His nature.
His nature is to create.
That he will create.
Okay.
So God would not act in against his nature.
So hang on, but now see, this is the thing. So you're now telling me that God has an attribute which is creation.
No, sorry, you misunderstood. His nature is love. Love creates. You love your wife. You created children.
Right.
You love your wife. You built a home. You love your wife. You do nice things for
But the thing is, I do that. Hang on. I do that because I have a want, a need, a desire, or requirement to do so.
So it's not love.
No, but it doesn't matter whether it's love. It's because I want to do it. It's because I need to do it. It's because there are all of these things going on inside me that want to do it. That I'm required to do it. It's a feeling inside of me that wants to do that, right? But hang on. But God is all powerful. You shouldn't be bound by those feelings, bound by those needs and wants.
The God of the Muslims. The God of the Christian theology, not Muslim theology.
Okay, go on.
The defining characteristic of God's nature is that he is love. This is why we say as Christians, ubicados et amor Deus ibi est. Where there is love, there is God.
Right.
Yeah, everyone has experienced my God. Everyone has experienced my God. You have experienced my God.
So God is love.
God is love.
And love needs to be shared.
Love always creates. Love always flows out. Love always goes beyond the boundaries of the lover. It can't do anything else. Would it be fair to say that all those needs and all those desires...
God sounds really human right now, you know that, right?
Wrong. You are made in the image of God.
No, because the reason why I say that is because God hasn't been proven. So this is what I'm trying to say. But human beings have been proven. We're here. We can look at all of our attributes, all of the things that we do, all the things that we go through, and say, okay, we do have love, we do have mercy, we do have all of these things. But a God has not been proven, but we have, which is why God, I don't do the God created human thing. I do the humans created God thing because it makes more sense.
So let's just deal with this image. Because it's important that we are made in the image of God to have an intelligible discourse about God.
Right.
Because if we are made in the image of God, we have a reference point. That reference point allows us to have an approximation upon which language can be meaningful. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Right. So an image is not the same as the one whose image it bears. I have a photograph on my driver's license.
Right.
That image looks like me.
That's right.
You can look at it and you can see me. But you would never say that the image is the same as me. But the image...
Because it's not living, you mean?
Exactly. The image is an approximation. Compare this Christian theology that makes intelligible conversation about God possible, and compare it to the folly of Islamic belief that says that man is not made in the image of God,
Right.
and that God is wholly other from man. That means that any language that we use to describe God instantly becomes meaningless because we have no point of
Reference, right, okay.
Now, you said that God sounds a lot like a human.
Correct.
As a Christian, what I would say to you is that you sound a
Lot like God. Right, okay.
Because you're made in His image. You're made and must grow into His likeness. That is our destiny as beings.
But that's a cool story though, Bob, but it's not one that can be proven, do you know what I mean? No, I want proof.
I'm going to give you evidence.
I want proof of God.
I'm going to give you evidence.
Go for it.
Right.
Make me a Christian.
I want to.
Go on, make me a Christian.
All my heart, bro.
Make me a Christian, Bob, go on.
Let's deal with what we know, working from what we can agree.
Right.
And build forward. Agreed? Is that fair?
A lot of shouting, but go on, yeah, go on.
Would you agree that within the human heart there is aspiration towards the perfect? That our hearts desire and reach to something that isn't found physically in the world, but a perfection that lay beyond anything that we have actually ever experienced?
What? I don't understand that question.
So, for instance, you want to be the best father you can be.
Yes.
You want to be the best show host that you can be.
Yes.
You want to be the best human that you can be.
Yes.
Right, so you're aspiring for perfection.
Yes.
Have you ever encountered a perfect human being?
Never.
Have you ever encountered a perfect father?
Never.
Have you ever encountered a perfect show host?
Never.
Right.
But you know why? Because perfection is subjective.
Right, hold on one second.
Perfection is subjective. It's not an objective thing.
I would disagree.
Some people say Angelina Jolie's perfect.
That's beauty. We're not talking about stuff like this. That's beauty.
But
I agree, beauty is subjective.
Right. But perfection, just perfection is subjective.
Well, let's give an example.
Whose version of perfection are we now talking about? What's perfect to Bob is not what's perfect to Sarah.
Let's give a real example.
All right, let's go.
Let's give a real example.
Let's go.
Would you say that peace and contentment is more perfect than envy?
More perfect than envy, yeah.
Would you agree with me that love is better than hate?
Yes.
Right. Would you agree with me that forgiveness is better than resentment?
Yes.
Right. So we know, and would you agree with me that the idea of perfect forgiveness means that you let go of all the accounts completely with no lingering.
Without holding on to anything. Yeah, of course.
Right. So me and you have both been able to recognise an objective perfection.
Right.
So that
No, but that's an attribute though.
it's
an attribute.
It's a direction that our spirit moves in. Now,
but well, hang on, Bob. You're saying to me, because I want to be a perfect father, or I want to be a perfect host, or I want to be a perfect human being,
in a world where you've never ever experienced anything of the sort.
Right, which shows that perfection is what? Unattainable.
Yes, I agree. That is exactly what the Bible says. It says that every man has sinned and fallen short of the glory of God.
Right, okay, fine.
And what is the glory of God?
I don't know.
It is His being. It is perfect. So we who are called to be in His image.
But that's a concept though.
We who are called to be in His image and be in His likeness, to reflect God, fail to do so. But we know it's
but Bob, it's a concept. So God is a concept of perfection. Okay, so it's a concept of perfection.
Yes.
Right? But hang on.
Okay.
The concept. I can make a concept out of anything. I could say the spaghetti monster is perfect, right? I could say that, and perfection is, or tangibly show you what perfection is and how perfection is within that spaghetti monster, then it's just me just talking.
Now, Sarah, this is where you've helped my argument.
All right, go on.
Right? This is where you help my argument.
Yeah, go on.
Disrespectfully.
No, that's fine. Go for
Me and
it.
you, it's not about ego.
No, go on.
Because not me. I've got nothing to prove. You've got nothing to prove.
No, go on.
Right? We're both experienced speakers of the pod. So here's where you've helped my argument.
Go on.
Because if there is only the material world, and we are constructs of chaos, and we are constructs of a material world,
We're constructs of chaos.
if you don't believe that there's a guiding principle behind it, then you would say that it is by chaos that we are how we are. But let's not get down the sidetrack.
All right, go on. Now, I might come back to that one, but go on.
The matter is, if we have no reference to perfection in the natural world, no observable perfection, no that it is within every human heart to aspire to it.
No, but hang on. That's what I'm trying to say, Bob. It's aspiring to be better. Right? Aspiring to be better.
Yes.
Perfection is unattainable. We don't know what that is because, like I said, it's a subjective thing. No one can say anything is perfect. But you say God is.
Let me. What I am addressing.
It's a concept.
What I am addressing is that the human heart, for apparently no reason at all, in an atheistic worldview, aspires to something it has never experienced, that it has never seen, that it has never observed. My argument, this is where my argument is.
Right.
That the fact that that desire is in your heart and that you have been born with it. The Christian narrative, the one that has a God, makes more. An atheistic worldview has nothing to explain its presence, but a Christian worldview does.
All right, but listen to this now. Now, hang on. So listen to this now. So I have a concept that everything that you have, you must, before you leave, you must leave it in a better condition than the way you found it. Right? So if you have a house, leave it in a good condition as the way you found it. If you have a child, leave that child in a better condition of maybe the way you had your childhood, etc., etc. So the strive to want to get better or to do better things is human. But you're putting it down to, we are doing that because of God, because we are trying to aspire to be like, God-like.
I'm saying that our nature is pointing towards God.
Yeah, but we don't know what that God is, though. That's what I'm trying to say. It's a concept.
We do.
We don't, though, Bob.
Wait, one second.
You believe something.
Right.
It's written in a book.
No, hold on 1 second.
Doesn't mean that, it actually exists.
1 second. Would you agree with me that narrative that makes most sense of what we experience in reality is true?
Say again, sorry.
That the narrative that makes the most sense of what we experience in reality is true.
True to us, yeah.
It's true.
True to us.
are you saying that you don't believe in an objective truth?
No one's been able to find one.
No, there's plenty of evidence for objective truth.
No, there's objective facts. There are objective facts. Not because everyone's got truth. Everyone here's got truth, Bob.
Yes, but obviously we know that
Muslims got truth. The bloody Sikh guys got truth.
Yep.
I've got truth.
Yep.
Are we in agreement on our truth?
No.
No. So where's the
we need
objective
to
truth?
So we need to.
We have to deal with facts, Bob.
So, yeah, exactly.
Facts.
Facts. That's what I'm dealing with. In the Christian faith, the Christian faith is an ontological faith. Now you know what ontological means, right?
No, go on. Explain to me.
Ontological means discourse about being. So the way that Christianity works is we say that God has a being, that we are made in the likeness of God's being, and that our raison d'etre as human beings,
A raison d'etre.
raison d'etre, the reason why we exist, why
What language is that? Sorry.
French,
Okay, go on.
the reason for our raison d'etre.
Come on, you could pronounce the French language better than that, Bob.
I am an Englishman, I would never seek to speak in
All right, go on.
So the point of the matter is that our raison d'etre is to reflect the image of God. Now, we as Christians believe that nature is perfect.
Nature is perfect.
God's nature is perfect.
Oh, okay.
And that we aspire to that perfection. Now, one of my evidences for the Christian narrative being true vis-a-vis the atheist narrative is because I have an explanation that accurately fits the experience. We desire perfection.
Right.
The atheist, in a world where there is no God, there is nothing perfect, we've never experienced perfection, and we never will, has no reason to explain why it is written into the human heart to aspire to be a perfect being.
To aspire to get better.
To be perfect.
Like I said, Bob, perfection is subjective. When you say the word perfect, we haven't found what perfection is,
Hold on
Bob.
one second.
Perfection is, it's a fasuzi fasazi.
Let me talk about it.
What is perfection?
Okay, so we're using perfection as a general term.
Right.
But it's more properly applied in the terms of ethics to particulars. So and this is why we went through that exercise earlier, where we talked about, is it better to forgive in part or fully? And fully means holding nothing back, nothing within.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Fully.
you wipe the clean.
Is that perfection?
We both agree that that's perfection. Yeah? So what I'm saying to you is,
That's what I'm trying to say though, Bob, right? This is the thing though. While I think it's better to forgive wholeheartedly, some people don't.
I agree.
Right? So that's what I'm saying. To call it perfection, yeah?
Are you saying
It's
they
perfect.
don't, or they don't believe that they should?
I don't know, whatever it is. But what I'm trying to say is, if I think that's perfect, I think forgive wholeheartedly is perfect. Some people say I'm not forgiving wholeheartedly because you never know, it might happen again. So I've got to keep my eye on this. I've got to try and people come up with their own reasons as to why they will not forgive wholeheartedly.
I am stood here as someone who has on occasion, and still does, and probably will in the future, struggles to forgive completely.
Right.
I've had an exercise in forgiveness in the last 6 months.
Right.
For someone who meant a lot to me.
Right.
And I'm still working through the process of forgiveness.
It's fine.
But the point is, I've got a standard I'm working towards, I'm moving towards it.
Yeah.
And you don't dispute that complete forgiveness is...
No, it's better. But that's down to that's down to me
Would you
though.
agree the same? That if you can forgive fully and completely without holding anything back or any account, that's better than some kind of partial forgiveness where you hold some bitterness back.
It depends on the situation.
Okay, so right, but this is a relative.
I'd like to say something.
He's an atheist.
No.
Is he an atheist? No. Are you a Christian?
No, I'm not
Agnostic. Okay.
about perfection, guys.
One second.
Go on.
So my point to you
Yeah, go on.
is that within our nature, we aspire to something that is not found in the real world. It is a metaphysical reality that we're aspiring.
What, perfection? So perfection is not of this world.
It's not a well, show me perfection.
That's what I'm trying. But this is my point, though, Bob. If something is not of this world, it is literally what, a fasuzi fasazi. It's literally it's a concept, Bob. It's a concept. It's a concept. Just, hang on, Bob. Hang on. It's a concept that is unobtainable. Just like, and the reason why it's unobtainable, if you call God perfection, you can't prove perfection. You have to believe you can be perfect. Just like you have to believe that God exists.
So the evidence that I'm giving you I don't want to take it further than it can go.
Right.
Okay? Because I have lots of reasons, giving you a good reason, one that you know is true in your heart. You aspire to something that you've never experienced, never seen, and have no reason to do so, but yet you do.
Yes.
Written
I
in
want
your
to be the best at everything that I can be.
Right. 1 second. And that we agree that that narrative that best explains the experiences that we have in the real world is truth.
It's truth.
It's truth. Yes, that's the very definition of truth. It is the narrative that explains the experiences in the world.
Yeah, but Bob, you need to be honest and understand that everyone has their own truth, quote unquote. Everyone has their own one. And trying to find an objective one, I would challenge you to do it, because you can go around here and try and find everyone that's got, and try and find an objective truth. You won't find it.
Truth is perception.
That's a fact. But truth, we can all agree that. It's like saying it's 1 + 1 2. We're all going to agree. If I say, oh, does God exist? Everyone's. Are you gonna? Does God exist?
Sorry, there's a.
You're gonna say no. You know what I mean?
Sorry, there's a danger that we might be using the same words and meaning two different things.
Okay.
Let's be clear. Right? We agree that we exist. That is a fact.
Fact.
So if I make a statement, a narrative, cogito ergo sum, I think that
All these languages. Okay, go on.
yeah, right? That narrative, right, explains reality, so it can be rightly called truth. If someone comes along and says, well, in my truth, we don't really exist and this is all an illusion,
Right.
that is a narrative that contradicts the experience of life, and thus it is false.
Right.
Now I'm saying to you that a narrative that says that there is no infinite, that there is no perfection, that there is nothing but this material world, cannot give a reasonable explanation, and therefore is false.
Well, I'm not an atheist, so it's not like you're talking about an atheist.
To perfection. Now let me give you a reason not to believe in a materialistic world. Sorry, you said you're not an atheist.
I'm not an atheist.
Well, what are you?
I'm a pantheist.
A pantheist. So you believe that everything is God?
Everything is interconnected, and everything, not God in the way you describe it. There is no anthropomorphic Godhead in pantheism.
Okay.
Everything is divine.
Everything
It's divine. It's basically science. It's science encompassing philosophy. So E = mc², right? Everything is energy in one way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
Right? Everything is energy in one way, shape, or form. So if everything is energy, and energy, then everything is everything.
Okay.
Wait, sorry.
And
If everything is divine, then the
Sorry.
word divine...
No, but divine is subjective.
Sorry.
Divine is subjective.
Sorry. I'm talking to him, bro.
Divine is subjective.
You just spoke to me.
Yeah, we'll talk later.
Pavlov wants a camera. He wants a camera time.
Because if I talk to Pablo, we'll end up going down. We'll end up going round the rose bushes.
Are you afraid?
No, not at all. I just don't. I just. Well, I know with Sarah, I'll get a more precise conversation. So, Sarah.
Yeah, I'm here.
In terms of the interconnectedness of everything, I absolutely agree with you. Everything is interconnected, and the evidence is there to support it.
Right.
100%. But the idea of saying that that is divine.
No, but that's a perception now.
Right.
That's a subjective perception.
Right.
100%.
But now let us come to the fact of how things got here.
Go on.
So, you would agree with me that you can't get something from nothing.
You can't get something from nothing because there has always been something.
That is an argument. The idea of an infinite regression universe.
There has always been something.
There's a huge problem with that.
Go on, tell me.
The problem is it contradicts the evidence.
Huh?
Yes.
What evidence?
I'll give you the evidence.
I can give you the laws of thermodynamics.
Bro, the laws of thermodynamics won't make the point that you think it does. And just for the sake of...
Really, Bob?
Yes. Just for the sake of clarity, I studied physics at my first year at university.
Okay.
Okay, so you're not speaking to an ignorant.
That's fine.
So let me just explain what the evidence is.
You tell me what.
The universe had a beginning. First...
Hang on. Right. There's pantheism. Everything has already existed in one way, shape, or form.
I'm saying the evidence contradicts it.
No, hang on. It doesn't. It doesn't.
Let's look at the evidence.
Let's look at the evidence. Fantastic. Go on.
So, you know about the Big Bang Theory?
Yes.
right? What you have is a basic explanation that the universe
Yeah.
was at one time and in one place within a singularity.
Yep.
Yep. And then expanded from that point.
Correct.
Okay. Now,
sorry.
everything that was came to be. We have no evidence of anything prior. None. There's no evidence of anything prior to this beginning. The evidence.
What? Hang on. The beginning.
The beginning.
The beginning.
1 second.
The singularity.
Yes.
What was it?
Right. Well, I mean, it is the substance of all things. But the thing is.
Which goes to show that everything is everything.
1 second. We have no evidence that this is an infinite. Because
Okay.
concepts of time
But
breakdown.
Bob, all we've known.
Do you want the
Hang on.
evidence for that?
Hang on. All we've known is something. There's no such thing as nothing.
Yes, there is such a thing.
What is nothing?
I'll give you an example of
It's the absence of something.
I'll give you an
No, Bob, the literal definition of nothing is the absence of something.
Agreed.
If there's always been something, then nothing has ever existed.
Except that there hasn't. There's no.
Nothing has ever existed. Like, to say the word nothing, there's always been something. You said the singularity. That's something too.
Yes, that is something.
So when has there ever been nothing?
I'm going to what I'm pointing out to is that everything that we know, everything that we can conceive of, had a beginning. It had a start.
Right. See, this is where you and I differ, because I'm a pantheist, because it's transformation. It is not a start. It is something transforming into something else.
You cannot have infinite. You can't have
Infinite transformation.
You can't have infinite momentum.
What does energy do, Bob?
Energy can change into matter.
Energy does one thing. It transforms from one form to another form.
You're gonna have to listen to what I'm saying to you and engage with it rather than just.
But I am engaging with it, because what you're saying doesn't make sense.
Let me finish.
What you're saying doesn't make sense.
Let me finish a point.
All right, go on.
Okay, go and research this.
I have.
No, you
That's the
I'm
thing.
going to ask you to research.
Oh, this what you're about to say.
Thank you.
Okay, sorry.
This is what I mean. Sorry, you're
All
just
right, go on.
talking. You're not letting me finish my point.
All right, go on, Bob. Go on,
You're a
Bob.
better man than that.
Go on, Bob.
You cannot have infinite momentum. That is just a law of thermodynamics. Something has to invest the energy for you to have momentum. Okay? That is a physical law. Everything stops unless there is something feeding energy into it.
Can I say something now?
No, I finish my point.
All right, go on. But everything is energy. So you're not making sense. But all right, go on.
The expansion of the universe is movement.
Right?
That movement, for it to start, and all the evidence indicates that it does have a start, yes, could not start of itself. Someone had to be the first mover. Why? Because you can't start yourself. It's physically impossible. Thermodynamically, you cannot continue. You cannot have infinite movement. You can't.
I've been quiet. Can I?
Right?
I'm going to jump in.
I want you to engage
It's like
with
double
my
Dutch.
point about the first mover.
Okay, so hang on a minute. So this is I had the same conversation with Ali Dawah and Muhammad Hijab one time, right? And so you've already proved my point. Energy has always existed, yes or no?
No, we have no evidence that it's always existed. We have evidence that contradicts that.
What evidence contradicts that?
That in black holes. Hold on 1 second.
Because if you
In
look,
black holes, time becomes space.
no one's been in a black
In
hole.
black hole-
No one's been in a black hole,
In
Bob.
black holes, energy would seem to be destroyed. Everything seems.
Seem. No, there's no evidence. You know what I'm saying? It seems. There's no evidence. What I'm trying to say is what we do know. We're not talking about the stuff that we're speculating on. What we do know is that everything is energy, yeah? And if you believe, yeah, that God, for instance, was the creator of everything, I would now ask you, that's if you believe it, is God energy?
Okay, let me deal with that. The point that I made to you was very clear. Thermodynamically, and you can go away and research this, Sarah, I'm going to be proven right. You cannot have infinite movement.
But I'm not talking about movement, I'm talking about energy. I'm talking about energy, Bob.
Movement is a form of energy, friend.
Yes, it's a form of energy, but energy does one thing, which is transform into different forms of energy. That's all it does, Bob.
Let me finish. Movement is not infinite thermodynamically. It's impossible. The expansion of the universe cannot be...
Are you hearing me, Bob, though?
Are you hearing me?
Are you listening to what I'm saying?
I'm hearing you.
Okay.
You're interrupting. Let me finish my point.
Go on.
There is no basis on which we can believe in an infinite universe.
Does potential energy move?
Potential energy does not move.
Okay.
But one's potential...
But it's still energy, isn't it?
You're just jumping around, mate. Listen to what I'm saying and deal with it, Sarah. You cannot have infinite movement. It breaks the
I have
laws
never
of
spoken
thermodynamics.
about infinite movement.
So now listen to
I've
what
never
I'm
spoken
saying.
about that. Go on.
Listen to what I'm saying. The universe had a point from which it moved.
The singularity.
The singularity. There is no basis upon which it could start itself, nor could it do... Let me finish, Sarah. There is no basis upon which it could do itself, and there is no basis upon which it could do it infinitely, because both of those things break the laws of physics. The reality is that for that movement,
God did it.
For that movement...
That's the reality, Bob.
Let me finish,
God did it.
Sarah.
Wow. Okay, go on.
Let me finish.
Go on.
For that movement to occur, there must have been a first mover. And that first mover must be outside of the singularity. That's my point, deal with it.
Okay. Again, so if you're explaining, or if you're saying that God was the first mover, because that's what I'm getting from you.
Yes.
Again, is God energy?
God is all powerful, but he isn't energy in the material sense.
Okay, so I had this conversation again. So if God creates something, in the beginning there was only God, apparently.
Before the beginning there was only God.
Before the beginning.
In the beginning there was God.
Before the beginning, I'm going to go with your story. Before the beginning there was only God.
Yes.
And God created everything.
Yes.
So everything is energy, yes?
Yeah, from a physics point of view.
Right. So is God energy then?
No.
So how can now you have to explain, how can something that is not energy bring forth energy?
That's really easy. So, from a philosophical point of view, it's really
Go on.
easy. So you're absolutely right. We are bags of organised energy. Yeah, we receive our energy from the sun.
I shouldn't even be here this long, but go on.
We are bags of organised energy. Everything that is matter can be transferred into energy, and everything that is energy can be transferred into matter. That is our current understanding of cosmology.
They're interchangeable, yeah.
They're interchangeable. God, are you listening?
Yeah, sorry, he's shouting, so go on.
The universe is a closed system, Simon. Yeah, it is a closed system that is working within strict laws.
Hang on. The universe is closed.
It's a closed system. Do you know what I mean by closed system?
Go on.
A closed system means that there are balances and checks and laws that work in balance with one another for the universe to work in the way that it does.
Are you telling me that there's an end to the universe?
Yes.
Where?
Wow.
Absolutely
Where?
there is.
Wow. Where, Bob?
Absolutely.
Where's that then? You been there?
Let's hold on, bro.
We ain't even got the tools for that.
The fact of the matter
How can you make such a statement?
I know.
That's crazy. To say there is an edge of the universe. So then what's outside that?
Yeah.
That's a good question for you to answer.
What's outside that?
That's a good question for you to answer.
The multiverse?
Hang on a minute, hang on. Bob, let me say something. Do you know what the universe is described as? It's described as...
Of course I know what the universe is described as. I studied physics.
Right, so it's described as all existing matter and space, yeah?
Yes.
All existing matter and space.
Correct.
Is there space outside the universe, Bob?
The question itself. The question
Is there space outside the universe?
Let's ask the question another way. Is the universe expanding?
That means it must be just be the universe, because universe is all space.
The question itself. The question itself.
Infinite.
I would say now is flawed.
The question's flawed.
Yes.
Okay, if you say so, Bob.
Absolutely. We are talking about a closed system.
It can't be closed. You can't say that, Bob. You can't say that the universe is closed. You can't say that.
Maybe you don't.
No, because you said there's an edge to the universe and then there's an outside. But what I'm trying to say to you is the universe is literally described as all existing matter and space. So hang on, Bob. No. So if there is space outside the universe, that would just mean it's still the universe, because universe is space. But you're telling me there's an outside of space. Where the hell is that, Bob?
Yeah, let me ask
Who's
that.
been
Let me
there?
answer that. So coming back to the first movie, right? I'll connect your point to my first mover argument.
Go on.
Thermodynamically, we cannot have an infinitely moving universe that is just infinitely repeated movement. That's impossible thermodynamically.
Why?
It just breaks the idea of the conservation of energy.
Does energy move?
Energy loses. Energy is always lost.
Does energy move?
Is there a beginning of energy and end of energy?
Sorry?
Is there a beginning of energy and end of energy?
That is exactly the point that I'm making. There is a first mover that allows the movement of the universe.
So the mover is moving.
But the mover lives in a space,
Yeah.
but it's not the space that is space. It's a different space. So you must believe in the same 7 levels to heaven that the Muslims believe in. Then
Let me finish my point.
it's not making any sense, Bob.
Let me finish my point.
Hey there, man. You good?
The fact of the matter is, Sarah, that we can speak meaningfully of an edge of the universe because there is a limited amount of the universe that we can see, and that's shrinking, by the way. Right. Okay.
No, it's not. It's the
universe that we can see is getting smaller because it's all moving away.
But then it will get bigger.
The universe is getting bigger. That is why the observable universe is getting smaller.
How do you observe this universe?
Hang on a minute, Bob.
Oh no, wait.
Hang on.
Let me.
Hang on.
Can I say one thing?
Right. So hang on. When it does this, but when it does that, Bob. Bob, no, listen. Bob. When it does this, what's it expanding into?
Yeah, exactly.
That is the point I'm trying to make.
Into God.
Let me finish.
God's there.
Can I finish?
Go on.
So.
God's like, oh, where's this? Whoa, get off! You expanded into me.
If you're going to stop being childish characterization.
No, but it doesn't make sense, Bob.
Because you're not. You engage with what I'm saying.
All right, go on.
Okay. The universe is expanding. That is a fact. Okay. The reality.
Into.
Can I finish?
Into what? All right, go on.
Nothing to do with the Bible.
Yeah, it's in the Bible. It says, I am the Lord thy creator, I have created all things, by my power alone I have stretched out the heavens.
Bible's not science. Bible's not science. Stop it. Bible's not science.
Bible says.
But Bible's not science. Is Bible science?
In Isaiah.
Is Bible science?
No, it's better than science.
Thank you.
It's not science, it's not history, it's not factual.
No.
Okay, look, guys, I don't agree with him, but
Let him make his point. Let him make his point.
So the universe is expanding. The limit of our observable universe is directly connected to the speed of light.
And how much is
The
that?
universe is expanding at a rate faster than the speed of light. The speed of light.
And how much is
The
that?
universe is expanding at a rate faster than the speed of light, which means that those things that we can observably see are shrinking.
Right. Okay. That we can see.
Yes. The
Okay.
observable universe is getting smaller.
Right.
Because the rate of expansion is greater than the speed of light.
Light. Okay, I get you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, in terms of expanding into within our space and time. Okay. We know that the universe is expanding, but the term expanding into
Yes.
breaks down.
Okay.
Because our understanding of space considers the entirety of the universe.
But you said there's an edge to it.
There is definitely an edge.
Right. So, bloody hell.
let me just ask a quick question.
Hang on.
If the universe is expanding,
That
superior to light.
that edge may not be defined spatially.
You said that live as well.
Hang on. Hang on.
Guys, quick question, nothing to interrupt. If the universe is indeed expanding at the speed of light, doesn't that mean that we shouldn't see the planets around already? All the universe is expanding at the speed of light. It means all the space is spreading at the speed of light.
I don't want to do a physics lesson.
Right.
Physics lesson.
the solar system.
No. I can do a physics lesson if you want to.
Okay.
But that's not really what I want to speak to Sarah about.
Right. We're talking about the expanding universe now.
I'll explain it
The
very
one with the door.
Yeah. It's got an edge.
It's got one.
I have an edge.
Just explain it.
So in terms of, it's what we call dark energy.
Yes. Let's go into dark energy.
It's called dark energy. It's unobservable energy in that we cannot detect it. But what it would seem to be in the vacuum of space, there is energy connected to the distance between things.
Right.
And as they get greater, the energy that is being put into that expansion increases.
Right.
Okay? And so it has now reached a point where that expansion is actually faster than the speed of light.
Right.
Okay? So it means that the thing is moving faster than the light has time to travel to us for us to observe it.
Fine.
Okay? Now,
Let's get to the edge. I want to know what's going on the edge.
Where are we observing this from?
Earth
Right, and where is Earth?
in the universe.
No. In the Milky Way.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah.
So anything we're observing cannot be more than the Milky Way.
No, we can see things much further than you.
Oh, really?
Yeah, really.
With what tools?
With telescopes, with radiography, with many. But anyway, I don't want to get into physics. I want to come back to Sarah.
All right, Bob, this ain't going well for you, my friends.
It's not going well for you.
You're looking wobbly.
It's not going well.
Wobbly, man. Should have stuck to the Bible.
Let me give you another reason why we can know that there is something beyond
Yeah.
beyond our created reality, beyond pantheism. I'm
Right.
going to give you a reason now
Yeah.
that we can know.
Yeah.
We know that there's something beyond pantheism.
Yeah.
It's this. You know that we use maths to describe cosmology,
Right.
right? Central
Yeah.
to all of those mathematical formulas, and used in many mathematical formulas, even basic ones,
Yeah.
allow us to make sense of the universe, to predict its laws and what it will do next, is the theorem of pi. You know what pi is?
Yes, it's 3.14, and it continues.
Now I'm not a mathematician, so I don't want to set myself up for a fall. Okay. But if I remember
Too late.
if I remember correctly, it is the idea of finding the circumference of a circle. But it is predicated. Get this? Are you listening? It is predicated on something that doesn't exist, which is a perfect circle. An infinite circle, an infinite sphere. That's why pi goes on and on and on and on and on and on and on. So in other words, cosmology, as in central to our understanding of everything that exists,
He's rounding it.
is using a theorem of something that doesn't exist,
Which is-
a perfection, a perfect sphere.
I already told you perfection doesn't exist. But we spoke about perfection never existing anyway.
So no,
But
the point is,
but
within a pantheism,
Bob, you've been talking for a while now. All right. Now my question to you is: now that you've stated unequivocally that there is an edge to this universe, I would now ask you, what is outside that edge?
okay, I have no grounds to say what is outside of the universe.
Okay, would God be out there?
God is everywhere, bro. So
He'd be out there too.
yes, and everywhere else.
Okay, so using our logic now, Bob. Yeah, let's use our logic.
Let's lose our logic.
If there is an edge, if there is an edge to something,
Yes.
and you say that there's an outside of space,
Correct.
is there space there?
So let me address that point. Let me address the point. The boundaries of the universe may not be defined by spatiality. The boundaries of the universe may be defined by another frontier, such as an energy frontier, or such as a gravitational frontier, or a time frontier. What I'm saying is, when you start stretching to the edges of what we know,
Right.
the laws that we understand the universe to work by begin to break down.
Right.
Not much.
So what I'm saying to you is the question does not
So
make sense.
basically you're saying outside the universe we have absolutely no idea what rules it's living by. Basically, it could be anything. Upside down, up could be down, down could be up, left could be right, right could be left.
The universe is expanding.
Right, but that's what I'm trying to say. But there would still be a space there.
The word space is connected to three-dimensional space. Would you agree?
Yes.
Right. So when we stop operating within three-dimensional,
Do you know the answer you got to give, Bob? Is just say I don't know. That's your answer, Bob.
I did say that. I said I don't know.
That's the game.
But no, but
Just didn't listen.
but you said that
I have no
yeah, but you said
reason to state
but
what
this
is
but this is
outside.
but if we go back to the point I was making before about not knowing God, yeah, and not knowing that God exists. Remember, I said to you earlier on in the conversation that man creates God, not the other way around. Not God creates man, right? So what we're now doing is we're talking about an I don't know. That's what we're talking about, Bob. But you're talking about an I don't know with such vigor, Bob, and such confidence, right? As if you know, but you don't know, Bob.
Hold on, bro.
You don't know.
One second, bro.
I don't understand that. It's like,
Because
and so let me juxtapose that. Muslims talk about it with confidence as well. The difference between you and Muslims, they will talk about something that they don't know in such confidence and kill people for it. And that, to me, is crazy. To kill some people for something that you don't know don't make no sense to me. You're not going to kill me. I don't believe you are. But the confidence in which you talk about something that you don't know, as if you know it,
Our confidence.
It's commendable. It's commendable. I'm not going to lie to you, Bob. It's commendable.
Let me deal with this point. Because our faith inspires us to do good.
Right. Okay.
So our confidence in our belief.
Sorry.
Our confidence in our belief is something that has inspired us to set up hospitals and schools and to create charity.
Missionaries.
And missionaries.
And
to,
yeah. That's good. That's good.
Many of the Ethiopian Orthodox Church who went around spreading Christianity in Africa. Quite on their own.
And how did they do that? How did they do that, Bob? How did that happen?
Monasteries. The Ethiopian Orthodox Church spread Christianity themselves.
We're talking about colonization, but we can go into that. We can go into that.
That's what he meant by missionaries, but he forgot that an African church was the first to send out missionaries.
It is. The African church was probably the oldest church.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
It's as old as anything found in Europe.
Yeah.
Did he say something about self?
Christianity
Did he say something about self?
The Ethiopian Bible, does it have the New Testament?
Sorry?
The Ethiopian Bible.
Yes, it has the New Testament, yes.
Then to me, it's wishy-washy because how can Paul writing to Paul?
Well, that's a separate topic entirely from
No,
what
that sounds like it makes sense.
It's got nothing to do with
Are you going to have...
I was supposed to be here for half an hour, Tops.
Yeah.
I know you love talking to me, Sarah. I know you love talking to me. So, here we go.
Man. Give him that word.
In conclusion,
Yeah, let's conclude.
I'm going to recap 2 reasons why I, as a Christian, have reasonable confidence in my belief.
Reasonable confidence.
Yes, reasonable.
Hey, that's good.
That's how humans
That's good. You're
operate.
getting there, Bob. You're getting
That's how
there.
humans operate.
Is that on a scale of 1 to 100? That's what? 75?
I wouldn't want to stop.
All right. Go on.
Enough that I'm willing to die for it.
You're willing to die for it?
Fairy tale.
Okay.
Enough that I'm willing to fight.
You're willing to die for an I don't know.
The fairy
I am
tale.
willing to die for something that I'm reasonably confident is true.
Wow.
All right.
In the same way that you are reasonably confident that your wife loves you,
Yeah.
you built your life on it.
That's very true.
But you
Nothing's
don't know with
100%.
certainty.
That's very true.
So people operate through reasonable certainty. And I have reasonable certainty that my beliefs are true. Why? I'm going to give you 2 reasons.
Go.
Reason number 1. I believe
King James
that the
existed.
Christian belief makes the best sense of what I experience in reality.
Okay.
One evidence to that preposition is the idea that human being perfection is not something that we've ever experienced in reality,
Right.
nor will we ever. But yet it is written on our hearts to aspire to perfection. Second reason, that in our understanding of the entirety of the universe, it is predicated on using a mathematical formula, pi, which itself does not exist. A perfect circle does not exist anywhere, but pi is the description of a perfect circle. So something that does not exist in reality is actually essential to our understanding of the cosmos. What does all this mean?
Right.
It means that it points to
Go on.
the existence of metaphysical realities that are not in the world.
Right, Bob. So hang on. That was a great speech. However, you went from there to a talking snake.
Your turn.
Do you understand? So you can say, imagine I was to agree with you. I would like, you know what, Bob? 100%, fantastic. How do we get to a talking snake, 7-headed serpents? Come on, Bob.
Can I reply?
Come on, go on, Bob.
Does that mean, Sarah, that you now agree there's metaphysical realities?
I believe there's things that we don't know.
No.
No, I believe there's things that we don't know.
No, my evidence is...
No, I don't know what you said is factual, Bob.
Well, go and check them out.
Right, okay.
And every human being aspires towards perfection. And perfection doesn't exist.
Is pi used in
No, we said perfection
Doesn't
is
exist in this world.
perfection is subjective because so it's subjective.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
These are casual off-the-cuff comments.
No, but I'm saying when you say people, because the word perfect, Bob, and I said to you at the beginning of this conversation or during it, the word perfect, is literally, as you said, unobtainable. But people do say things are perfect. So while we may agree that perfection cannot be actually obtained, you are saying with the I don't know, it is perfect.
No, what I'm saying, sorry.
And I don't get that. That doesn't make any sense to me.
What I'm saying.
Human perfection can be obtained.
And then I want to come to your question, the one that you asked about the snakes and the serpents and the
Yeah, but
seven-headed.
you're going to keep me here for longer than it needs to be. But go on.
No. We can make this the last round.
Yeah, last round.
So, what I am saying is that human nature aspires to something that is metaphysical. And it does so for no reason at all if you are a pantheist or an atheist. There is no rational explanation. It is written in the heart to aspire towards something that's perfect. Perfection is something that we all recognize, in the sense of we recognize that it is perfect to forgive completely as opposed to partially. It is perfect to love in an unadulterated fashion rather than to love in an adulterated
That's still subjective though, Bob. It's still subjective. Do you understand that?
I am yet to meet the person that proposes the argument that adulterated love is better than unadulterated love. I have yet to meet that person unless you would like to be that person today.
I'm not your guy,
Okay.
but I'm just saying.
So
you don't know everyone. There's 7 billion people in this world.
Let me meet them.
Forgiveness question.
Wait, let me. I've also said that in our constructs, mathematical constructs, to explain the reality, we use a reference to something that does not exist. If you are a materialist, if you are an atheist, if you are a pantheist, which is the idea of the perfect circle in pi. That use of that mathematical formula, which is crucial to understanding everything in cosmology, indicates a metaphysical reality that is connected to this reality that you as a pantheist can't claim. Because you say there is only the universe. And you as an atheist can't claim. Because
That's all we know.
There's no metaphysical reality.
Hang on, Bob. That's all we know. All we know is the universe. Okay, that's the reason why I'm working. Pantheism's working within what it knows. We don't do working within the I don't know. We're gonna work within what we know. So what it's like you're making that some kind of lesser thinking to work within something that you know. It's best. Everyone does it every day. You know this, we know that. A court of law works within what it knows or what it can, or the evidence that it can prove. When you work within the realms of what you know, you're gonna be. Okay, in my opinion, okay, you can have a better conversation with someone if you're working with what you know. Okay, once you start working with what you don't know, like you have a conversation with them, you're both working with I don't knows, which is why you're both going crazy at one another. But the reason why you and I are not doing that, because I'm actually pointing out. They're crazy anyway. But what I'm trying to say is is that I'm working with the stuff that I know, Bob. I'm not working with I don't knows. You're working with I don't know. But like I said, the confidence in which you work with the I don't know is to be admired.
Okay, I want to correct myself.
To be admired, Bob.
So I made a generalization that I need to correct.
Go on.
I said because you're not a Muslim, I'm not a Muslim. Let me be more clear. It's because you're not a Muslim radical in the park and I'm not a Muslim radical in the park.
Okay.
To be clear.
It's on camera. It's on camera. You've cleared it up.
So, but what I'm saying to you, Sarah.
Yeah. We're going to conclude now. Go on. We're supposed to have concluded already, but...
What I'm saying to you is that I would suggest to you that your pantheistic understanding of the world,
of the universe,
is not sufficient.
For who?
The reality of pi, and to explain, you now have to go away and reconcile those two things to pantheism and come back.
No, I don't.
If you can't,
no, I don't.
If you can't, there is an inconsistency in your belief.
All that I'm going to come back to you with is I don't know. That's all I'm going to come back to you with.
Fine.
But that's what I'm trying to say. I'm not working with I don't know. You see, when you get to I don't know, Bob, this is what human beings do. Every human being can say I don't know. And if I say I don't know, that gives carte blanche to create a story.
Correct.
You can create a story now?
Yes.
Oh, I don't know. I'll tell you what it was. It was a spaghetti monster, actually. What's a spaghetti monster? Well, it's this monster that's got, all this. No, I'll tell you what it was. It was God. What's God? It was Yahweh. It was this. Oh, who was it? Allah. Because you don't know, you can create a story. So if I can create a story right now, Bob, on what the I don't know is, and probably have a couple of people following me.
Yeah.
But I need money, so let's do this. I'm joking. I'm joking.
That's exactly how Scientology started. The guy
that's exactly how all religions start, Bob.
There was no quicker way to make money than to found a religion.
No, Bob, that's how all religions start.
Right, but let me, no, hold on 1 second.
That's how all religions start with the I don't know.
Sorry.
You got a whole religion based off I don't know.
You're wrong. The Christian faith did not start on the I don't know.
Yes, it did.
The Christian faith started because Christians, the very first Christians, became convinced that their Messiah had risen from the dead.
Hallelujah.
You know that's a fact. They became convinced that their Messiah had risen from the dead.
So was it a fact or
That's
not?
how. So my religion, as opposed to your philosophy,
Yes.
is rooted in historical events.
Wow.
If so, you actually believe a man rose from the dead.
You know I do.
Prove that situation.
You know what I'm saying?
Anyway,
Prove that situation.
Peace, Bob.
you look after yourself.
All right, look after yourself, man. And there you have it, family. There you have it. I'm gone. Peace, family. Peace.